I know. But
Hey, dreamers.
hi,
We
everybody.
are live. We're just leaning into some feelings here before we start.
Hi, everybody.
So, welcome to Tuesdays again with Jenny and Kim.
And me.
Yes. So, how are you today, Kim?
I'm great.
For all the dreamers, like I already know, but just checking for
Oh,
the
yeah, no.
dreamers.
Everything's
Awesome.
good. Had a quiet day, just chilling with myself.
Just chilling with yourself. I
Yeah.
had quite a busy day, actually.
Did
It's
you?
been very busy under the tree lately. So,
Well, that's great.
busy
That's good
days.
to know.
Yes.
Nice that people are coming out and getting their treatments and having some
Yes.
tree time and the tree
And
time and
And happy to be out, right? And it's starting to
mm,
get a little bit nicer, and the sun is shining longer in the day. So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. How are you doing with the hour change?
I love it.
Yeah.
No,
Well, with you, you're always like fairy dust blowing out of every orifice of your body.
well,
So, like,
it's not that I don't hate it. I don't really notice because I'm in bed early anyway, right? And then I'm up early. So when I'm up early, it's still dark.
yeah,
But whatever.
yeah. Well, we were up late on the Saturday, and then my son and I, and then time we got to bed and whatever, and then we had to wake up in the morning and go for breakfast, and it was like my other son said, "Holy crap, mom, you slept in like till like 10 or something," and I'm like, "But it's really 9 still," and I didn't go to bed till really late, so just whatever.
I know some people take a while to get used to it, right? Like months to get used to it, and
Yeah,
that's okay. I don't even know why it changes. I don't
yeah.
know why it can't just stay the same. Like, why do we change the clock?
They've
I
always
don't.
talked like for Ontario, they've been talking about doing that for a while.
Right.
Like they do it in other provinces, right? Like I think Saskatchewan is one of them, where Ida is. That I remember that the time they did
Okay.
it for her.
Yeah.
So,
It's
yeah,
just a little ridiculous to me, but whatever.
yeah, just leave it alone, right?
Yes.
Hey,
Okay. Well,
Carol.
hi, Carol. Okay, so I guess we could get started on our topic.
Sure. What do you want to talk about today, Jenny?
I want to talk about integration and what you think about integration and what I think about integration, and maybe some dreamers can put in their comments about integration because I feel like it's about more than one thing trying to be one thing,
Yeah,
right? Like trying to merge a whole bunch of things into one. That's what I feel like integration is. And it's not fun
mm-mm.
because we're feeling integration. We're talking about integration as a spiritual aspect right now or a
Yeah.
physical aspect. We're not talking about integration about like car parts and making a car run and whatever.
Nah,
But think about it any way you have to think about it to understand it.
we're having a math lesson tonight.
Oh, hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
But I kind of also think about it as similar to yin and yang, right? When
Mhm.
you have both the positive and the negative, the light and the dark, they actually have to work together. They have to be together, working simultaneously
Yes,
to even function. One
absolutely.
can't function without the other. Light can't function
Mhm.
without dark.
Right.
So we can't function as a physical human being without all the other aspects that make us who we are.
Correct. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So it's like a lot of parts of something together to get this going.
And a lot of times we don't want those extra parts. We just want the good parts.
Yeah, exactly, right? I know, like I've said it a million times, and you probably say it too in treatments where you want to bring all the pieces of yourself back to you,
Hmm.
right? So that's kind of like merging also. And that can be very, very uncomfortable for people because you're bringing back aspects of yourself and different levels of yourself and spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, all in one.
Yeah.
And it's about all kinds of things like working on your inner child, working on shadow work. It's all of it. And
Yeah.
it's hard. It's really hard. I don't know what, like, this really rings true for me. It really
Hmm.
resonates with me. Like, some people have other things that kind of resonate with their soul or their mind or whatever in their life. But integration has been one for me for a very long time, like years and years of it.
Right.
But
There's
obviously,
there's always something new. There's always something else
yes.
coming at us. So, spiritually, there's always new downloads, new experiences to kind of unfold.
Yep.
You go into a meditation, you think it's an easy, then you see something that's like, oh no, now there's like a whole other level that has
Yep.
come in, and we need to figure it out. So to me, it's never ending.
It's never ending. And it's
To be like, I have to work very hard to allow all of the like different gifts I have, right? So when I'm working with somebody and I'm only doing a certain gift, like a certain session, then that's good. But when I kind of have a mismatch of going on with somebody and trying to work different ways, it's a lot. It is a lot. And it's almost
yes.
sometimes you feel like you don't have an extra inch to put anything.
Right. Yeah. There's no more of me to like bring in all my parts,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's just learning how to unify them, I guess. It's learning how to put them all together that they actually fit.
They do fit,
Yeah.
but they don't fit at first
Oh
because we have
no.
no idea what's happening.
Oh no.
Right? Like lately, I'm considering it from a more spiritual aspect. Like for
Mhm.
me, as all of you know, the past year I have been learning to assimilate or integrate and or blend or whatever you want to call it, all of my spiritual abilities, like Kim just said, right? Along with a new soul plan with my human life, right? And it's definitely not been a picnic at all. It's not been a party. It's not been fun. And yet, it's such a huge, like, pivotal moment for my timeline here on the planet. I don't want to say my life or my human life or my being or whatever. It's a timeline for me. I'm
Yeah.
only working in timelines now. I've
That makes
learned that.
that makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
to, work that. Is that really loud? I put my dishwasher on. Is it
Oh,
really
I can't hear anything.
okay? I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. No, nothing. Yeah.
Good.
So, as we've gone through this full year, I kind of follow energy updates, and I have some people online that I follow that give me the information where there's going to be solar showers or solar storms or, energy influxes coming in and out of the planet. And I sometimes share them with you guys, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I forget to share them. But they're kind of like they give you an idea what to expect in your body and your mind. But for me, it seems like it's all been confirmation of what's already been happening to me for the last, whole year of my life and prior to that.
Right.
But we're all experiencing it in different degrees,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, of course, like you said, the downloads and then meditations and all of that stuff. We're all getting all this stuff. I get my messages, I get my downloads, you get yours. Everybody's getting them to the level that they can function with them or integrate them into their life.
Right.
So we're never given more than we can handle. And it's
Right. And everybody needs to repeat that to themselves every single
yes.
time that you get into a situation like right now, what we're talking about. It's like, oh no, no more, no more. No,
Yep.
you seriously, they won't give you more than you
They
can.
won't.
Even
No.
when you think that there's
Yep.
no more possible, you
There is.
just just go with it, flow, go
Yeah,
with
lean into it.
the flow. Absolutely try. You have
Like, and the most important thing I guess I've learned from this past full year now, I can say full year actually,
Yay!
is that we used to say that we're humans having our spirit having a human
Human
experience,
experience.
right? That's no longer happening. We're actually both. And that's why we're feeling such an issue with the integration,
Yeah,
right? Because we are spirit and we're human at the same time. We're trying to be divine human.
right.
And
And
what does divine human even mean?
right. Like, do you think it's because like the veil is just getting so thin that it's like that's I keep thinking it like that way, like, oh my goodness, I don't know, like
I think it is. I think the veil being thin has something to do with it, definitely.
yeah.
But I also think that there are some planetary energies beyond this planet and some dimensional stuff that are trying to help us upgrade and up level
Yes.
our
And
our
it's true.
whole.
They are trying to help us.
Yes,
They're not trying to hurt us. They're trying to help us.
yes.
Yeah, it's really important.
Definitely. And it doesn't feel like it, right? Because we can
No,
be feeling like we're going crazy. But they're just nudges to encourage us moving towards being our soulful self,
right.
right?
Hmm.
Merging our soul and our human together and being that divine human. And what does that look like? It looks like a hot mess.
I'm glad you said it.
But we're all experiencing it. So we're all hot messes. It's okay to be a hot mess.
It's
Yeah,
fun to be a hot mess sometimes.
just sometimes, right? Just sometimes.
Yeah.
But I kind of knew something was happening though, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Like for this past year, I could feel it. You know it. I could hear it. I could
Yeah.
smell it.
Yeah.
Everything was hitting me like all at once and very, very extreme too. Like it wasn't coming in slow, it was coming in fast. Like fast and furious.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I'm like, it can't just be happening to me. There has to be other people on this planet this is happening to. And it is. We're not crazy. Oh, thank you, Marianne. She feels validated. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. I don't know. We're all dealing with it. And I kind of sat with myself because I was reminded by a friend that, I have all these skills that I could manage all this with. Well, what happened was all my former skills, they were useless to me.
Hmm.
I couldn't use any of them because I didn't understand what was happening, right? Also hot because solar flares like crazy. Yes, loads and loads of boatloads of energy. And Kim can't even. She's always hot. She's always
I
sweating.
can't even. I seriously, and I know everybody will say it's menopause and all that stuff. No, this is totally different than menopause. And even just getting prepared for today, writing my notes, getting Jenny's notes, chatting
Right.
quickly about it. I'm just like, oh my God, I need a shower. Just
Yeah.
like talking about stuff, just by
Yes, the
thinking
energy
about
is so
it.
high,
Oh
right?
yeah, oh yeah, crazy. What does
And
Carol say?
Carol says she thinks a part of the veil thinning is the acceptance of the general public for spirit work and learning how we interact with spirit. It seems more and more people are turning away from traditional practices to more metaphysical and spiritual. They absolutely are.
Absolutely
And
are.
I just stated this to one of my students yesterday because she was going through some issues. The last 4 days I've been like throwing ice on the fire for everybody, right? Literally. And
Literally.
literally. And I said she was concerned that she couldn't talk about certain things with people. I'm like, no, 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 not anymore. Everybody's waking up. Everybody's having something happen. So you can talk about this with anybody now.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, you're going to gauge the degree of how you're going to talk about it or what
Yeah.
level you're going to go at, but
Yeah.
you can talk now about everything. Everybody's understanding energy on a different level because of COVID. Right?
Yeah.
We were all like
Yeah.
isolated, and then
Yeah. I
yeah,
was just gonna say we had the perfect example the other day of somebody that I know that would never in a million years even like consider any of this stuff. They would, if they knew what I
yep,
did, they'd call me a hippie and they would be like, oh, whatever. This was like, maybe 3 years ago, this would have been. And now it's like, oh no, now they would like treatment.
yes, like you got some time. Like, can I get in to see you this week?
Right. And it
Yes,
just blows my, it makes me happy in a good way, like, blows
yes,
my mind in a good way that people are starting to come out of their shell and to actually open up to,
yes.
different ways. And I just think it's fantastic.
Because I only shared with a few friends, right? Like, very few friends could actually understand what was happening to me. And
Hmm.
some of them couldn't understand at all. Like, there was a few that just were like, no, I don't understand what's happening. So, from the degree I was expressing it from, some could understand it and some couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, Kim could understand it, but at first she was like, I don't know what's happening. I just know that something's going on. But as things started to happen to her throughout the year too, her
Mhm.
skin and her clothes and all this stuff, I'm like, I know, I've been there.
Yeah.
Thank you for catching up. Right?
Thank you for catching up.
Like, I didn't feel so alone in it all because I couldn't put clothes on my body. So now
Yeah.
someone else is understanding why they couldn't put clothes on their body.
I might have to start working in a house coat.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it certainly does come with difficulties and emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. When I think about them all separately, I have a hard time separating them because I feel like they are all one.
One.
Like
Yeah.
before we could say, "Oh, I'm not emotionally mature, but I'm mentally mature. I'm
Yeah.
not physically fit, but I'm spiritually fit." Right
Yeah.
now, there is no separation. It's all one and we have to integrate it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so when something's hitting you emotionally, now it's hitting you mentally and physically and spiritually.
And it's got to go, it's going to go through all the layers.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
So when your soul is expanding and it's elevating and growing, it's learning lessons in this tiny human body. But this tiny human body is also experiencing them on a giant scale. Kim is experiencing that today. Her
Oh,
physical body is feeling
yeah,
some stuff and it's extreme.
it is extreme. I will say that. Mm.
And yeah, so I'm hearing it and seeing it with all my clients.
Yeah.
Like, just like I said, the past few days, I've been helping people put out their fire, right? Usually want to fuel the fire. They're just like, can we calm this down? Something's happening over here.
Absolutely.
So, what do you do to bring yourself back into balance, Kim, when it's all out of whack?
I meditate,
Yes.
of course. I have my own guides. I have certain guides for certain parts of my life now. I have guide physicians, I have guide
Yep.
whatever practitioners. That's how I work now, and so I go in and ask them, and you know what, and I'm human, so if I need to have a good cry, I have a good cry, and talk to my friends, like like Jenny said, I'm not having a good day today with pain, and talk with Jenny and kind of give me an idea, because sometimes you get so like out of
You're
whack
in it. You're
that
in it,
you don't
right?
even know where to turn. So it's kind of like, you've tried everything, and you're going to have these days, and it's okay. And everybody's worried that, it's not okay. No, it totally is okay to have these days.
Hmm.
And, I know to reach out. I know to reach out and try and get an idea from somebody that knows me personally. And that's exactly what I did today. And so, I'm just taking each half hour at a time.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, Carol, she has her crystals and her pine cone on her desk.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Love it. Very good. And see, that's just it. It's finding what works for you. Now your crystals on your pine cone might work for one day, but you might find there's another day that you got to add something else to it, or you got to not go into work, right? Every day is different with all this energy.
Yeah.
Um, I like Kim. I meditate, and I have practices like yoga and SRT and meditation, and a bunch of other healing modalities. And I reach out to Kim, and I reach out to a few friends. But
Hmm.
you know what? The integration doesn't. It's not any easier, right?
No.
And I don't use the word practice loosely. I just want to state that it's a religious daily basis thing. It's not just something that I do randomly. It is happening every day, all throughout the day, and I'm being very mindful because the integration is happening every day and all day. It's also nonstop. It's continuous for me. I
Mhm.
don't know if that's happening to everybody. I don't get any breaks anymore. Like there's legitimately no just turning it off. Like before you could say, "Oh, I'm only doing Reiki from 9 to 5 and I'm going to go home and have my life." That's not how it is for me anymore. It's constant, constant.
And
And it's
I've had that forever. I
yes, see, there you
I
go. Yeah,
right. I've never been able to shut it off.
shut it off.
I just try and slow it down sometimes if possible. But
I just feel like the
it's
downloads are constant now.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Previously, they would only come in like, in months at a time. We would have a month and then we'd get a break so we could assimilate those things. Now, there's no time for assimilating. You're integrating and getting downloaded all at the same time.
Yeah.
And I'm wide open. You're wide open. I'm blinding even sometimes. That's how wide open
That's
it.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you're not supposed to comment. You're not supposed to dim it. You're not supposed to do any of that
No.
stuff.
No.
Stepping into that divine human is leaning into it and accepting that you might be blinding somebody. So I'm sorry, but I'm
I put
not
my
sorry.
sunglasses.
Yeah, Yeah, like sorry, not sorry. Put on some
That's
sunglasses.
exactly it. That's exactly it. I just wrote a couple things here. When we pull through a spiritual energy, each level of us has to understand it. So back for
Yes.
how you were talking about the physical, mental, emotional,
Right.
all of it. So that's why I do agree with you 100%. It doesn't just go to one; it goes to all.
It goes to all of them.
We have to get that every which way, and that's
Yes.
I totally agree with that.
It's not a skill once learned, then. It seems changing landscape like a marriage, but of aspects. You must keep working at it to nourish it. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you
And
have to embrace both sides.
yeah, and it is constantly changing. Like I said, I had so many skills before that I could manage it all. Things were coming at me all the time. It was easy. Change was easy for me. My son used to say
Yeah,
everything comes easy to you, right? And I could integrate things instantly.
right.
Now it's nonstop and it's changing all the time. The frequencies are higher and higher, louder and louder. Um, all the stuff that's coming in from the solar flares, the solar
Hmm.
storms, they're hitting our physical body. What you did prior to that, like calming the headache, might not work anymore. So you have
Right.
to look at what Kim was saying, a different aspect of it. Is it hitting you physically this time, emotionally this time, or mentally this time? Find where the root cause is, which one of it is,
Hmm.
calm that first, and then the other things will
And
calm
then the
down.
other ones will calm down. That's
Yeah,
exactly right. You ask what layer
yeah,
that it's in, and then you just kind of try and heal it or try and let go whatever you got to do, and then you just kind of start working from that spot out and healing
yeah.
because yeah, it totally has to go through all of them.
Right. Like the only example I could come up with was driving a car. Like I don't know if you read that part in my example.
I
Like
did.
let's say you're driving on a highway and to merging, right? Integrating.
Mhm.
You're just driving along on the highway and you see this car coming up on your right-hand side and it's merging onto the highway. But it's right at the same speed as you. The car is right beside you, but it's in another lane. And then another car comes up on your left-hand side and it's directly right beside you. So now what you're doing is you're integrating in your brain that someone's on your right hand side, someone's on your left hand side. You're in the car. You're trying to like sense how close the cars are to you. You're
Mhm.
trying to see how you're feeling being closed in by these cars. Is one going to speed up or do you want to slow down? Do you want to speed up? I actually feel like you're on all your senses all at the same time, listening for
Mhm.
the tires, listening for the music, all of it,
Right.
deciding whether you want to if you're the car in the middle and all these things on your outside is your emotional, mental, and all these abilities that you have, how do you get them in the same car? How do you
Oh
get them
yeah.
with the same speed? Because one of them is going to speed up a little faster. Then you automatically have to speed up faster because it's your emotional bodies. You can't leave them behind. You can't leave your physical behind. You can't leave your mental behind. So
No.
any one of those cars, which is an ability,
Hmm.
speeds up, you have to go with it. Or slows down, you also slow down. So that's kind of the only thing I could
Yeah.
think of.
No, that makes sense because I wrote down all the gifts won't mean anything if you don't integrate what you've learned. So,
Right.
with like I'm a medium. I'm also,
Mhm.
a Reiki master, and I'm also higher dimensional, and I'm also the shaman practitioner, and on and on and on and on and on. And I can do all these different things, but I'm just one. I'm just
Yes,
I'm one. I'm whole, and I have all those abilities in one. So
within you. Yes.
within me, absolutely. And do some go faster than others? Absolutely. It's like our chakras. Some chakras, when we're out of balance, some chakras go way too fast or way too slow compared to the other ones, and they're not flowing evenly.
Yes.
So it's the same thing, right? So we're trying to make sure that it just all smooths out to me.
Okay, so how do you integrate the one body, one mind, all those
well
abilities into one?
well it's very hard. It's
Yes.
is some days it's totally impossible. There are days, where I actually feel like totally all in one, like, if I'm doing a treatment and, different ways. But there are times where, my mediumship takes over, right?
Right.
And my mediumship is like just like, knocking things out left and right. But
Right.
the other parts are not like, hey, wait a minute here, what about us? So
Yes.
I have to
Yeah.
watch that because, it gets too much. And then I have to learn to work with my gifts to make sure they're even. So I have to, I actually ask if I'm going into a session with somebody, I ask to make sure they don't make me go sky high on one thing and the others are
Right.
lower. I want it all even. I want it smooth.
Right. You're downloaded with all the knowledge, all the wisdom, all the understanding.
But I have to know that I have to take it all or none.
Yes. And that's just it. We don't have the option for none anymore.
No.
That's what I don't think some people have grasped yet. Like, we don't have the option anymore.
Yeah.
We're not in the same type of energy we used to be. The new earth energy is here. We're not preparing anymore. We're actually in it. We're living in it. We're breathing it. Everything's happening all at one time. So Kim froze, so I'll just keep talking. So in the past year, I've integrated all my new energies, all my new frequencies, and my new soul plan into this already existing physical body. And I can tell you there has been some struggles with that. Now, it might not appear to some people when they look at me or they talk to me or they see me in this video or whatever that I've struggled at all. But because previously, like I said in my life, I have not struggled with it. Right? It's been very easy for me. So assimilating them, integrating them, it's been very difficult. So Kim will come back on in a few minutes, I guess. But I've experienced them in a very unique way. So all of those lower frequencies and the old soul plan energy that I had, I don't have access to that anymore. It's no longer who I am. So it's unsettling, and it was very unexplainable. And there was a lot of physical and a lot of mental and a lot of emotional struggles integrating it and understanding what was happening. Now, not all the struggles are difficult, right? It was hugely transformational, the uploads and the up-leveling, but it was in a form I was unfamiliar with. So I didn't have any experience to draw on until the year unfolded, until I had clients coming to me and a few very close friends coming to me and saying, okay, what you said, now I'm experiencing. And then it kind of made me sit back and just breathe for a minute because I didn't feel so alone in it all. And as the new frequencies come in and the new abilities come in this human who's already been on this planet, I stumbled and struggled and was hugely, hugely affected by them. I'm now comfortable with them, and now I understand that there's no breaks, and I understand what's coming at me in a frequency sense. I'm more comfortable with frequencies than I was before, but I did have to go it alone for quite a while. Like, I secluded myself, and I just tried to sit with myself and understand what was happening. So now Kim's back on. Let's see if she can come back on. Hey, Kim.
Hi.
Welcome back. So I was just talking about how I was assimilating into my new energies and, sharing the struggles this past year. And, how did I integrate it all? It just happened.
How did you?
I don't know. I really, really did need to seclude myself for a little while. If anyone knows me, I was very social before, very involved.
Yeah.
And I didn't have it. I didn't have it. I couldn't do it. So I just kind of went in. And I always tell people to be gentle with themselves. Give yourself what you need. I actually finally had to listen to my own words. And I did do that. Because we're all becoming new versions of ourselves. And I just had to lean into that and understand that these new energies, they're just going to be part of me now.
Absolutely.
Yes, I have evolved, learning new forms.
Yes, and you have to commit to it. That's the thing. Like, you have to really commit to it. Like, I've been talking about this now for years, and it's not something that you only do one time a week.
No,
right?
And I know we all do it differently.
It's our life.
Yes, it's our life.
And as much as like we just have to accept it, and it is what it is, and work with it, commit to it, like making sure that you meditate every day. That's a commitment. That's that's step one. You committed to it, right?
Yes.
I don't like using the word ritual, but
that's why I always say practice.
you have your own practice. There you
Yeah.
go. You have your own practice every day of what you do. Some people wake up and meditate right away. No, that not for the other person. That's fine. But you get into your own routine. You get into your own
Yeah.
practice and that's you just committing to it. But you can't just do it once a week. It's not.
No,
Yeah.
like just accepting it and acknowledging it
Yeah.
is very helpful. It kind of helps you lean into whatever's happening. So
Mhm.
then you can make that practice or that ritual or whatever you're going to call it easier to maintain, right?
Yeah.
Because some people get on a schedule and a practice and they're good and they feel great, but then they slowly fall off of it. These energies don't allow you to fall off of it. Any tips on stopping ruminating thoughts? Okay, ruminating thoughts. Ooh. Meditation. Honestly, meditation helps for everything. And I know it's redundant. We keep saying that, or journaling, things like that. But
I was just
get,
about to say it, and I'm sorry. I sound like a broken record,
yeah,
but
we both do. But honestly, it helps. It really, really helps. Takes those thoughts out of your mind, out of your head.
and I just started telling people again, and my clients, like one sentence a day. If you've gotten out of the routine of it, okay,
Yeah,
so you were doing it great, and then you got out of the routine of it. That happens, of course, life happens.
yeah,
Just start back, and if it's one, like I told somebody, if it's one sentence a day, that's all you need to do, and then
exactly.
it'll build up like a muscle, right? You're gonna get there. So
It's practice, right? You go to the gym to
yeah,
get fit and healthy. You have to go every day or
yeah,
every other day. You have to continuously go. The muscles don't just, form on their own. You have to
exactly.
exercise that. And this is like an exercise too.
And I would also suggest cleaning, like
Oh God, yeah.
right? And we talked
Yes.
about shadow work and what else did we
Yeah.
talk about? Inner
Inner
child,
child work,
inner
right?
child.
Yeah.
So it's like cleaning up the clutter, like in your. We have found. I have found myself. I don't do well with mess, like physical.
Right.
I just don't. I have a clean house, and I like my house very clean. And
Right.
if it gets dirty or if it gets cluttered with stuff, I am just not the same person. I feel different.
Yes.
So, it's the same thing with our, spiritual self, mental self, emotional self, spiritual self, and every other
You got
self.
to clean up every aspect
We
of
have
that
to
to
clean up.
have
Yes.
it integrate properly,
Yeah.
right? In a
Yeah.
healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that shadow work and that
Inner
journaling, I
child.
know it really sucks. And I've said it before, if you can't journal, we all have phones. Hit your notes, find that tiny little microphone at the bottom, and just speak it into your phone, right? You can always delete it later. And I always suggest burning your journals. Like,
Yeah.
take a whole year, write all kinds of stuff down. And then in the summertime at a bonfire,
Have a
burn
nice
them
laugh
all,
there. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Paper is a conduit. So it's going to hold energy and pass it back to you. If you pick up your journal and read it again, then
Yeah.
you're basically putting that self back into your conscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now you reread your journal. Oh crap, now you've activated something again. Don't read it again. Write it down, throw it away, burn it, do whatever.
Yeah. Absolutely. I was also gonna say, like in meditation, I will ask to see myself, like so, kind of mirror, right, myself, and then
Okay.
I will pay attention to the colors within myself. Like, are they all flowing together? Oh, they're not flowing
Right.
together. Well, then guess what? I have to make my rainbow inside my body, inside my soul. So that's
Yes.
another thing because I love working with colors. I heal with colors, and I think colors are just everybody should have colors. And
Yes.
so I picture like the rainbow, and if my colors are not touching inside of me, then I make them, they have to merge. See, and we're going
Right.
back to the whole merging. So I
Yeah.
picture like instead of, the rainbow just going inside, it goes all the way around. So all
Right.
those colors have to be together, like not merged as one, but together, like not
Right.
far away
Yeah.
from each other. And that's how I see it. And I feel like very whole when I see all my colors going where they're supposed to be
Where
going.
they're supposed to be. Lining right up, right?
Absolutely. And if you
Yeah.
see that they're not, then just talk to them. Ask
Yes.
them why. Why are we not touching today? Or why are the colors not as bright as they were
Yeah.
yesterday? Ask when you're in meditation. You're allowed to ask questions.
Yes, you are. Yeah. And see, that's what integration looks like,
Mm-hmm.
right? Meditation, merging things. Anything could be integration. Starting to listen to music you never listened to before.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to get interested in something that you've never been interested in before. Starting to have these kind of conversations with people in your life that you didn't have before, but they're now open to it, right? So searching for a group of people that you can have these conversations with,
Mhm.
and that when you don't understand yourself and when you can't put a finger on something or articulate something or are struggling, they're just there for you. They're just holding space. They're not giving tips, they're not giving suggestions, they're not prodding you for anything. They're just letting you lean in.
Fixing it. People, you don't have to fix
No,
things for people. You just hold space for them.
just hold space.
Hmm.
Yes. And then there's those physical things that come along with it, because uploading, up leveling, downloading, all these things come with all these physical ailments like headaches, diarrhea. That's horrible, but it does happen. Headaches, if you've never had headaches before, or different kinds of headaches, irritations in your skin. Um, the skin's the largest organ on the body, so it likes to detox. So
Hmm.
stuff's coming in. Well, in order for that stuff to come in, other stuff has to go. So your organs are going to start processing, and they've been doing a lot of work for all of us this past year.
Yeah.
Your kidneys, your bladder, your gallbladder,
Yeah.
anything that's an elimination process in your body has been working overtime this
Hmm.
past little while.
For sure.
So it's not, we say like, okay, so what is integration? Whatever integration looks like for you and feels like for you. It's not that you want the complete opposite, right? Kim does want her skin to stop burning, right?
Please.
But by leaning into it, it allows you to explore a little more of why it's
Hmm.
doing that. And
And see,
you,
we have an idea of how, because it was new
yep,
downloads. I've taken a new class, and I'm,
yep,
dealing with
yep,
all this new information and stuff like that, which
yeah,
makes sense to us because this is what happens, right?
yes, yeah.
So I just have to accept it, and it's
Right,
like,
and then there's outside influences also that are participating in that.
yes.
So not just the new class that we took, new modality, it's also all the planetary stuff,
Oh
all
yeah.
the energy flying around the
Full
planet.
moon this week, right? Friday.
Yes, another full moon coming in. Like
Hmm.
all the energy, it is affecting us.
The world
So
energy still, and I don't want to talk about it too much, but that world
yes,
energy out there right now is bringing a lot of ugh, energy.
I know, right? And that's just it. And sometimes it's like it's great to talk to people about it all, but then you really have to sit with it and think of what you need for you.
Yeah.
Right. So it feels great to share and how we're all feeling and learn a little bit of stuff. But then you got to go back with yourself. You got to sit with yourself. We turn off the computers. You need to put your phone down and you
Yeah.
got to sit in it. How are you going to sit in it?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
So we recognize that it's hard and we are here for you to talk to.
Hmm.
And if we didn't both just experience some major integration work, we might not be able to like give you a little guidance
No,
or
and
hold space for you.
I think it's great too that we're able to share as we are going through our own journey with others that are, maybe not at the same level as us, but still going through their own journey, because
Right.
nobody's ever at the same. Everybody's different. So you're never
Yeah.
going to be exactly like the next person, right? But you'll be able to help that person hopefully maybe get over some of the humps
Right.
through a journey.
Yeah.
And that's great. And that's why I think you and I do this kind of thing. Like,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that you asked me to do this, because I think this is exactly, what people need to hear, that it's okay that they're not out there alone.
Yeah. And sharing our own experiences helps with that, because
Mhm.
some people might feel all the things, but they don't
Yeah,
know how to say the things, or they don't know who they can talk to about it. Right.
exactly.
Like they might
And
totally feel
when
alone
you
in it.
yeah, and when you start to feel physical pain, the first thing we do is run to a doctor,
Or
right? or right, whatever. And
or whatever. Right. Yeah. So there are other things that you can
yeah,
help yourself with
yes.
if you can sit with the struggle.
Yeah,
Because
breathe
sometimes
through
we
it.
want to avoid the struggle, right? We want to like, no,
Yeah,
that hurts. I'm not doing it. No, that story or that experience in my life brings
yeah,
up this for me. I'm not doing it. We have no choices now. Right? We
yeah.
have to deal with these things. They're surfacing in order for us to release them. to let them go so we can get the new downloads, the new energy, and be our amazing selves.
Gotta
Yeah.
keep going. Gotta keep going, right?
Yes. What
Yeah.
else you got in your notes there, lady?
I'm just looking through, but I just write so fast that I barely even understand what I'm writing about.
Kenzie Grimo-Prey, how are you?
Well, hello, Miss Kenzie. How do you say it again? Grimo Prey.
Grimo-Prey.
Grimo Prey. Yeah.
And you could probably say it faster, but if I said it faster, I would mess it up. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Kenzie's one of our dream team members, and she works odd hours, so it's nice to see her on here tonight.
But if anybody is looking or wanting a reading, book with Kenzie.
She's eating her lunch right now, listening to
Oh,
us.
good girl.
Yeah, Kenzie offers Reiki and runes readings. She is a medium, so
Yes, she
she
is.
can connect and offer messages, gentle, loving messages.
Yes, she is very gentle. She's great. She's really, really, really good.
Yes.
I'm not just saying that because I love you, Kenzie.
No, we've watched her in action, actually. So.
Yeah, we've had her practice on us.
Yes. And
so
she didn't really know us.
she I mean, she might have known more about you than me, and the things that she pulled out, I even forgot about. So she
That's so
brought
true.
back memories to me. She brought back memories to me. So things I had never thought about in probably 25 years. So very interesting how she goes about it. It's just great. So yeah, I would suggest booking with her. She's great.
So yes, and she's in on Saturdays. We're not too nice. We are actually being truthful.
Just leave my 20 on the counter.
Yes. That's so funny. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share about integration. It's ongoing. It changes. Yep. Even
Embrace
next week,
it.
like next week, I may have a different feeling about integration because there might be something else that comes to me when I get a treatment or when I learn something new or even something comes through my feed or I get an update. So all of it I do share eventually. I try to share it as soon as I get it, but I don't know. I can't be on live all the time.
I would just say balance your human side with your divine side. Smush them together. Smush them together.
Smush them together because they're not separate anymore. You're not spirit having a human experience.
Nope.
You're actually merging to be your divine human.
Yep. And you talk like the same masculine, feminine, same thing. Yin and yang, right?
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. You understand compassion by living the experience of compassion. So again, right? It's all
absolutely
together. It's all great. Believe me, it's great.
So I was hoping that Kim and I will do a live card pull very soon.
Oh, I was going to say, you want me to do that right now?
Well, I didn't mean for you to do it right now, but
I'll pull one card.
Okay, and I'll pull a supporting card.
Okay.
But I'm hoping to that we can get back on here and do a live card pull again. It was fun to do that. Maybe before we get to move, before we relocate, we can get one in.
Yeah, that would be actually very nice.
Yeah. There's still a little time left. If some of you dreamers don't know. Oh, what do we got here? Building blocks. Yeah.
Right? You just, oh boy.
And this is so funny. The one I pulled, the supporting card I pulled for you, is reflection. And it's lemon balm. Oh. And if anyone's paying attention to my Dreaming Tree post, I posted lemon balm today and did not know this was going to happen.
That's funny. So this card is just talking about strong foundations and a beautiful work in progress, which is exactly what we were just talking about. It's just a work in progress, right? So you have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life, This is a time when your focus needs to be on the foundations you build upon. Your work, your relationships, and your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? And as you're going along and growing and going on your journey, things change.
They really do.
Your sight, your mind, everything, you just open up to whatever comes at you, and you sit with it for a minute, and you're like, hey, wait, why didn't I think about that a long time ago? I find that most amazing, that
Right.
how different things come to you, and you're like, it just opens up your mind a lot. So are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as the solid grounding upon which you construct your life? Now you are making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. There you go.
Nice.
What's
Well,
yours?
this beautiful reflection of lemon balm. This is an magical herbal oracle deck. So it brings enchanting secrets from the garden. Right? I love when I pull the herb cards. This one is, although there's a lot to reflect on and even to resonate with more closely, be very careful that you do not fall into melancholy. Your faith has been tested. Okay. Use this time to appreciate what has gone before and think about how you can evolve no matter what has occurred, positive or negative. Your purpose will be connected with the events and situations in some way, and you must listen to your inner truth and intuition. Though the path or details may seem very unfamiliar and the outcome hard to foresee, you are being guided to greater wisdom.
Wow.
Yes.
I just love how
they always complement each other. And
and always about what we're talking about, right?
It's like the cards fall right out for us.
Yeah, and these cards, like I just pulled them today. I haven't used them in a long time, and I was like, okay, we're gonna work with you today, and it's like, okay, you're spot on.
Spot on, right?
Yeah, this one, the Wisdom of Oracle.
Okay, yes, yeah. I have another girlfriend who loves that deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's just ironic. Like I'm actually a little shocked, and yet not at all, because everything happens the way it's supposed to. Right. That I just posted about lemon balm today. Yeah, and I just like, this is such a magical herb. You can actually drink it in a tea, or you can cook with it, or throw it in your bath water. It's like, it's awesome, and it's very connected to the moon. So there's going to be a full moon coming up. So get yourself some lemon balm.
But it's lemon.
It doesn't even like smell like lemony. It's a balm. It's the balm.
No, it's lemon.
And I believe that if Kathy is still listening, earlier she was in and she was telling me that she was seeing the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. And always seeing the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 lately. And I'm like, okay, so Kathy, if you're listening, I was going to text this to her, but I may as well read it. So, simplify your life by letting go of anything extraneous or unnecessary. Ask others, including heaven, to help you and delegate more often. Okay, and then the supporting number. The angels are with you, and she does know that. Mm-hmm. They send you the number to reassure you that you've been heard and your prayers are heard and they're helping you.
I really find the 1, 2, 3, 4 interesting, that because I say it in my sleep. My husband will tell me that
you did say that. Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4 all the time in my sleep. Wow. And then I think it was Kenzie too that has those numbers with her always. Yeah. Always. And now her mom. So I find that really interesting.
It's very interesting. The three of you are connected somehow. Yeah. Lemon balm is the same as bergamot and very good for uplifting spirit and mood. It sure is. Absolutely.
Does it smell like lemon?
I will show you very soon.
I'm not a lemon fan. I don't like.
No, she's not. I am a huge lemon fan, though. I love anything lemon. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 are her angel numbers. How funny. Yeah. Isn't that ironic, Kenzie? Your mom has those same numbers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's what we have for you tonight, dreamers.
And thank you, Jenni, for having me.
thank you for joining me, and thank you all of you for joining us,
Yes, it was
for
fun.
engaging. And we will be on again next Tuesday with another topic. You're very welcome. Enjoy the evening.